quite clear.
One of the first old roar. Oh, there once was a hero named Ragnar the Red who came riding to Whiterun from old Rorik's stead.
It had the same cadence as this.
And the braggart did swagger and brandish his blade as he told of bold battles and gold he had made.
Even the
But
awkward
then
pause.
he went quiet, did Ragnar the Red, when he met the shield maiden Matilda, who said, "Oh, you talk and you
Being
lie
a
and you
gay
drink
game
a lot of
developer?
mead. Now I
What?
think it's high time that you lie down and
What the
bleed."
fuck?
And
And he's the Obsidian Chief. That's the guy who made Fallout New Vegas? The GOAT?
Hi, it's me, Tim. It is June 1st. Happy Pride Month. Let's talk about being gay and being in the game industry.
Yes!
40
Yes!
years,
This is your
four
GOAT!
decades.
Dude, Fallout
So
New
this might
Vegas
be a little
heads.
long.
This is your GOAT!
So the too long didn't watch the
Fuck Todd Howard. We want Obsidian. Give it back to the Obsidian developers.
TODW is things are better. I was in the closet for the first half, not for the second half. So now let's go through it decade by decade. So let's start in the 80s.
Okay. How much
My
dick were you
first
getting?
job was in 1981 at a little game company called
I was
Pegasus.
molested.
Changed its name to Cybron. I was in
1973. I was 13 years old. I was molested by my stepfather.
high school. Totally in the closet.
Wow.
The 80s were when AIDS became a big thing.
Got AIDS. Nice.
The news was constantly feeding stories about if you're gay, you're going to die. And that scared teenager Tim.
So based.
Luckily,
So fucking based.
the
1973, I got
about a
back
year or
shots.
two after I started at Pegasus, Cybron, when they started the bridge game, they hired a designer who knew bridge, and he was gay. And I remember thinking, well, this is great. Everybody seemed cool with it. He was really nice. His boyfriend was really nice.
Dude, he gave good head.
But there's something that happened that kind of stuck with me. There was
It was STD.
a young artist and a young receptionist, both in their very early 20s. Remember, I was probably at this point 18, so they were only a few years older than me,
Threesome was awesome.
but they were adults. And they were really cool. In my mind, they were super cool because they were always talking about going to concerts and smoking weed and it's like everything, a teenager aspires to do. One day I came into work and the designer's boyfriend was sitting in the lobby and I'm like, oh, is everything okay? Where's the receptionist?
He's fucking dead. He died of AIDS.
Like, oh, I'm just waiting
Pool's closed. Sorry.
for Nathan. He'll be done soon. I'm just going to wait here in the lobby. I said, okay. And I walked down the hall and I saw the receptionist and the artist talking. And as I went by, I heard the receptionist go, yeah, I can't believe his boyfriend comes by here. And I stopped and I was like, why? Your husband comes by all the time. And the artist's boyfriend comes by all the time. She goes, well, this is different. You wouldn't understand.
Oh.
I think I understand. And she was like, no, this is
I'm trying to
different.
catch
I just
AIDS.
don't like it. Like just being flaunted at me. And I was like, you mean the way I know you're Christian because you talk about it a lot? And she was like, I knew you wouldn't understand. And she stomped off. The artist thought it was hilarious. But she said, she's going to be frosty to you for a while. And I'm like,
Did
yeah.
Timothy Cain
But when I went to
make
my office, I
Fallout
realized
New
what
Vegas?
really bothered me about that was those two people at the company. If you had asked me to pick two people at that company that I thought I could have confided in,
Damn it!
it would have been these two young, seemingly super liberal women.
Who created
No.
Fallout
So that
New
stuck with me
Vegas?
for a long time.
Todd Howard. Oh,
We
Todd
finished
Howard.
the-
Wait, Todd Howard is credited with creating Fallout New Vegas. W Gemini. Okay. That's why it's the GOAT. That's why it's the best game.
The project while I was in college and I went off to graduate school. We're still in the 80s here. I went to graduate school in 87. This probably happened that fall or early 88.
He invented all of Fallout?
My-
Wait, the gay guy created all of... He created all of Fallout? This is Timothy Fallout? And he's gay? Nah, come on.
Next door neighbor also went to UVA.
What?
And she and her roommate were in social ecology. I was computer science and my roommate was neurobiology. We would often have parties together because it was just fun to mix those groups of people. At one of the parties, I noticed one of their friends, a social ecology major as well. He was super quiet, and he normally was really, personable and bouncing around.
Yeah.
He was super quiet, seemed really unhappy.
Right.
Wouldn't talk to anybody.
Full out New Vegas.
The next day, one of my neighbors, Megan, she told me that
he didn't make the TV show, so
he'd come out to his father, and his father was so upset that he withdrew all of his financial support.
Fallout is actually
and
gay?
Told him not to come home. The problem was, without his father's financial support, he was having to leave school.
Well, this is so sad.
And I was thinking, I'm in California, like hotbed of liberalness, and this is happening.
They still hate gays.
A couple weeks later, Catherine came by to ask if me and my roommate could help him move. Apparently, because he couldn't stay in school, the school was kicking him out of student housing. He couldn't go home.
Wait, is Sawyer a Jewish name? Chat, is Sawyer of German ancestry? Is that a Jew?
Home. He had to find some place to move, and he had to move like that day. So we all went over and we helped him move. We helped him load his moving truck, and I've never before seen a more absolutely dejected, demoralized person. This is a person who, weeks before, super happy.
He looks Jewy. He does look kind of Jewy. He looks like the Hulk actor, and that guy is a Jew, right? Isn't he?
Super devoted to his studies, was going to get a PhD in social ecology and go out and do good. And now he had no idea what he was going to do with his life. And I don't know what happened to him.
Elder Scrolls is a cult. Meanwhile, in Fallout, we have gay liberals, right? Yeah. Beta is basically programming fucking the Elder Scrolls. The Elder Scrolls original developers. There's probably a bunch of fat fucking incels drawing runes and shit. Yep. How did I know? How did I fucking know? Meanwhile, the developers of the Elder Scrolls 1 Arena, fat fucking nerds in their mom's basement, incels, fucking losers. Let's go. Like Veda, let's go. Let's fucking go. Damn. Ooh, wait, look who it is. Wait, do you see? Wait, do you see him? Do you see him? Look, it's young Todd Howard. Oh shit, there he is, dude. Go.
Megan lost touch with him. We don't know where he went.
Pog!
So that was
Woo!
that kind of reinforced
God
me.
Howard.
Okay,
Oh hell. God
Nothing's safe.
Howard.
so a couple years later, decided to leave grad school. I went to Interplay. This is the very beginning of the 90s. This is 91, early 92.
Interplay?
Interplay at the time was very much, it reminded me of a fraternity at a university. It was mostly young men.
Hot. Young, hot, single men.
Young, white,
So
straight men.
sexy.
And lots of, joking around, lots of partying, lots of, there was one person I remember, he ate fast food. He'd come in with fast food. He'd go out for lunch for fast food. He'd go out to dinner for fast food. I was like, he's going to regret that in a few years. But the thing about Interplay was...
You're literally a gay guy. What? You literally fuck guys with your ass, dog. What?
For fast food. He'd go out to dinner for fast food. I was like, he's going to regret that in a few years. But
What?
the thing about Interplay was there was a near constant level of homophobia. Today, it would be called microaggressions. Back then, we had no term like that, or I didn't know it. But it was a constant level. I don't think a day went by where someone didn't use gay to mean stupid. So they're like, oh, I watched a movie last night. That was so gay.
Dude, when gaming was like good, when it was like, this is when they were making good shit. This is when they were cooking. Because, you know, if something was bad, they'd just be like, no, that's gay, dude. Fuck that. No, that's gay.
Oh, this new game came out. Have you played?
Now, when everyone says it, they're like, I like that. That's so gay. Wait a second. Is that gay anal? Wow, that's awesome. Wait.
It's so gay. We had a racquetball court that we'd all play racquetball in, and there were men's and women's locker rooms there. On more than one occasion, there would be people who would not want to take a shower after playing an hour of racquetball because the shower room was open.
He's not the New Vegas one, but he is the creator of all Fallout, including the TV show. Because he's the gay father that molests his children.
And I'm talking,
you know, he's the gay father of Fallout.
In the organization, people would say, like, yeah, I'm not showering in there. Who knows who's gay here?
That's my excuse to just not shower. Yeah. I'm not showering here. Tim might be gay.
There were incidents where a temporary employee would come on to help with reception. People were joking around about him being gay. The worst thing that happened was mid-90s. I want to say around 95.
They found me out.
Plus or minus a year. Someone at the company transitioned, and as a trans woman, she sent out an email saying, hey, this is what I'm going through.
No fucking way.
I know some people, you know,
in mid-90s.
So there are 4 women's rooms in this company. I'm only going to use this one. And literally it was either that day or the next day, I was leaving the office, and there were 2 women talking right outside the exit. One of them, very happy. I want to say a VP, but I'm not sure. And they were complaining about that email. Oh my God. This is so, I can't believe I have to
fucking
worry about
homo.
this. What if I go in the bathroom and he's in there? And I was like, hey,
excuse me, it's she. It's she.
She won't be in that bathroom. She told you the bathroom she's going to use.
Oh, you did not say that.
Use one of the other 3.
You did not say that to her.
Again.
You did not say that shit.
She just looked at me and again said those words. You don't understand.
No, you did not.
You can't possibly.
You did not even say that shit. That is just cap.
I can't.
Bro's walking out, hears that, and goes, hey, it's she.
Believe that.
Excuse me.
He's allowed to
it's she.
Pose on us this way.
Jimbo, he out make Vampire the Masquerade. I know, that's why it's goated.
And I was like, it actually got worse than that, to the point where
this goat,
I
this
said
gay
something, she
hero,
said, I'm going to talk to HR about that.
Timothy
and I said,
Fallout,
if you do, we're having,
help make it too.
We're going to talk about this entire
I mean,
conversation.
he didn't create it, but he was like,
I never talked to HR, so I don't think she said anything.
He made the company that made it later on.
So now we're up to the 2000s. I had my own company, Troika. So you think I'd be out. I wasn't for most of it because I was very worried.
Think about that. He created all of Fallout. He created all of Vampire the Masquerade. He created all of, what else did he create here? Hold on. YouTube. He created one of the original YouTube channels. No, that's not true. Never mind. That's 2011. He created all of Beardson's favorite games. Oh, fuck. Oh, hell nah. He created Arcanum of Steamworks and Magic Obscura, which I like that game too. But Beardson was telling me he was playing. He created Fallout 1 and 2. He created Vampire the Masquerade. He created South Park, The Stick of Truth, which is about his cock. He created Pillars of Eternity. He created WildStar. He created The Outer Worlds 1 and 2. He created Star Trek Starfleet Academy. So he's a pedophile as well. He's married to his husband, Robert Land. He created Carbine Studios. No, he joined Carbine Studios when it was formed, which turned into NC Soft or something. I don't even know. What did that make? What did Carbine Studios make? Oh, that was WildStar. That was WildStar. He created the Temple of Elemental Evil. He created Dungeons and Dragons. He's the gay goat. He's just the gay goat of gaming. Back when it was just gays and there weren't women in there. Back when it was just trad gays and there were no unironically though, well, women are way worse than the gays. Like as developers though, like that is just true because you can still tell a gay guy like that shit sucks. Like you can still criticize what they're working on and they'll just be like, okay, sorry, boss. I'll fix that, you know? But if you criticize a woman, she'll start crying and it'll then turn it into a whole issue. I've been told this. Maz was telling me about that. I was told that by like another friend that I have that is in the like he was in the video game industry and now he's just in like animation or whatever. But he was saying that that's also like totally a real issue that's like developed. You just cannot criticize bitches and what they do in video games, like what they make. So you just get a bunch of garbage and no quality control because they will like cry about it and they cannot take any criticism at all without it being like personal and them thinking that you're criticizing them. Like, so no one does. We just need normal gays. Women are worse than Jews. A lot of truth.
The industry, a lot of the people were liberal, but the industry itself was very conservative. And I was
gays are submissive to their bull boss. Yeah, exactly.
Worried if I come out and we don't.
You can sexually harass your gay employees, but you can't do that to your women.
Troika doesn't get a contract. It's always going to be in the back of my mind. Did we not get a contract because of I was out? Our first game, Arcanum, went great. We got no pushback from Sierra on any of our content. Perhaps we should have, but we didn't. But when I was working on Temple,
that is crazy because, like, seriously though, this is the intro to Arcanum. Is this? Look at this, and this is 2001. This is like the same year as 9/11. Okay, Arcanum of Steamworks and Magic Obscura intro. No, not this. The opening. You find yourself aboard the JS Zephyr, high above the Stonewall Mountain range. Watch this, watch this. Watch this, watch this. You're never gonna guess what happens here. Oh, fuck. Oh, hell nah. Terrorist orcs have planes. No, no, no. And they're kamikaze. crashing into the blimp. Released 2 weeks before 9/11. That's so insane. That's so crazy, bro.
Please.
Oh, my leg.
Thank you, my friend. I haven't got much time. Give him back his ring. Now listen to me. We had to do it. He did unspeakable things to us. We had no choice but to do as he said. There are so few of us left, but the work is almost finished. And then the evil. Oh, you can't imagine. We've just...
The hell is bro talking about? But so then get this. Get this. The orcs' names are literally where is this? I'm not kidding. This is insane. Orcs' names from the intro. What were the orcs' names? They had like Arabic names, literally. I don't know how to find that. I swear though, the orcs were literally... They had like Arab sounding names. Orcs. Work. I don't know. Anyway, but that's like a thing. Anyway, back to being gay.
With Atari. Yeah, we got a lot of pushback on that.
Breaking gaming news. The Witcher 3 online mod has been released. The mod Rejuvenate brings true multiplayer to The Witcher 3. You can now join servers, explore the world with friends, complete quests, play through the story together. And you're both just Geralt. Let's go. Supports character customization via the custom player characters add-on, differentiate appearances beyond default Geralt, along with chat and emotes. Why would you want to differentiate yourself? Just playing that as like 100 Geralts would just be awesome.
There was a lot of cut content. I'll do a video about that at one point. But one of the cut content was there was a house of prostitution in the village of Nulb. And one of the prostitutes was lesbian. In fact, the quest about it was she was very unhappy.
You were pushing the gay agenda.
Prostitute. No, she was just unhappy with who they assigned her to client-wise.
He was pushing the gay agenda.
They were very unhappy. Atari's very
and they didn't like that.
Unhappy with that and wanted me to take it out. I asked for it in writing because that's what the contract said. They would have to give me changes in writing, and they didn't want to do that. So eventually they just asked for whole sections, generic sections of Nulb to be gutted, including that, which we did. Interestingly, Bertram, the gay pirate, was not ever on a list of being removed. And he got noticed. Time magazine wrote up an article about gay characters in video games. It was a big thing. I did come out after Temple.
Bertram, dude, but not like that.
I started dating an architect. He actually worked on the Irvine Spectrum, if you're ever down in that area of Irvine. And I told some people. And
wait, Bertram Tongue is gay? What the fuck? Oh, yeah, wait, no, I knew that. Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, obviously. Look at this fucking freak. He has AIDS, duh. Why he looks like that. That's so... Atari or whoever doesn't make him remove this guy. This gay character is allowed to stay in. They're like, yeah, no, that one's fine. Yeah, he's cool. Leave him. That's cool. Bertram is only mentioned in conversation in the beginning of the game. Bertram Tongue is the master of the overzealous golden ghoul, Dox Harrington, who refers to him only as Nasty Dude. Therese Vorman reveals Tung's real name along with her terms and calling off the feud between them. Why does it say that Bertram is only mentioning conversation in the beginning of the game? You meet him. The fuck does... What? That's making it sound like he's not a real character. He's like living in a gay, like, shithole. Does he even say he's gay in this? Bertram is also the name of a pirate in Troika's previous game, 2003's The Temple of Elemental Evil. He caught some notoriety. Oh wait, this guy's not even gay. Wait, Bertram, this one's not even gay? I'm just mixing it up. The fuck is this game? The Temple of Elemental Evil? I actually just assumed that this guy was gay. I mean, he just kind of comes across that way. This one? Oh, this is a Dungeons and Dragons game. All right. Next!
And everyone was cool with it. But then, of course, we fell into Vampire. Vampire was crazy difficult, tons of crunching, and then Troika closed down after that.
Oh.
The next company I went to was Carbine in 2005. I was out from the very beginning. When I interviewed, I said, I'm out, I'm gay. I started in late 2005.
I started talking in a gay voice.
Holiday party, and it was +1.
I had my ears pierced.
Telling the producer, who was Eric DeMille, who I'd worked with at Interplay, I'm bringing a guy. Do you think this
I'm
going
gonna
to
show up in
fishnets?
fishnets? Is that okay?
And that was great. In fact, I
With my
ended up having
boyfriend.
dinner with Robert Garriott, who was the
Is
president
gay.
of NCSoft, Richard Garriott's brother. And he saw a ring on my finger because at that point I was engaged. And he knew we'd been putting in a lot of hours. And he said, does your wife have any trouble with all the hours you put in here? And I said, well, I'm only engaged, but my fiance, he doesn't have any trouble with it. And he was like, oh. He goes, do you have any trouble with homophobia here? Because if you do, just call me so we don't put up with that.
Because I'm gay.
Yes. In fact, the only issue that really came up.
Well, I'm gay
Carbine
too. But my wife
I got a
doesn't
call
know.
One morning about 5:30 in the morning.
So call me.
From the art director. There had been a fist fight. We had had a company party the night before. There had been some drinking. There had been a fist fight between one of my designers and one of his artists. One of his artists had said something homophobic to a gay designer who worked on my team. And they got in a fight.
Who won?
By the way, the art director handled it really well. So I remember feeling like when I was driving in, I'm like, oh, I'm going to be the gay director stomping in on it. No, the art director was like, this is bullshit. You're not going to do this. Now he made it clear if either of them got involved in something like this again, that would be it. They would be fired. So they both got written warnings, one for his remark and the other one for swinging, taking the first punch. But I remember thinking, well, this is nice. This is good.
Damn, that's a pretty good drawing for a fucking faggot.
When I left Carbine
the
in 2011,
fuck did you just say?
By that time I had been seeing someone else, dating.
You really took it well.
We got married that summer. I got married on the beach in Provincetown, which is where the Mayflower first landed.
A fisting.
Don't listen to those people about
he fought for Tim's pussy. I mean, on.
I found out later, years later, that the very first baby born when the Mayflower landed
was gay.
At Provincetown, Peregrine White,
was a gay
was
baby.
My great
Oh, hell nah. He's a foundational American.
How cool was that? I got married on the beach about half a mile from where the Mayflower had landed and this baby had been born.
Oh, hell nah.
Came back from that vacation to find out my Wikipedia page had been defaced. I was now one of the top 100 gay game developers in the country. I mean, they fixed it up and everything, but it was one of those things where, like, really,
Who's above you? Who the fuck top 100 gay game developers in America? Who the fuck would even be above him? Dude, if you look that up, it says like Zoe Quinn. It literally says Zoe Quinn for Depression Quest. That's so fucked up. Shouldn't you be the top gay game developer? Wouldn't that make sense? Who the fuck else?
people just can't let this go. So a few months later, I started Obsidian. Obsidian was great. I racked my brain trying to think of a single incident I had at Obsidian, and I didn't. It was the single most diverse, inclusive place I've ever worked at.
Where?
Single most, trying to think of a single incident I had at Obsidian, and I didn't. It was the single most diverse, inclusive place I've ever worked at. It was
wow.
The only thing I could think of had nothing to do with Obsidian. They would do a blood drive.
Todd Howard wouldn't let gays come to the blood drive
A couple times a year, and the Red Cross would come in. And every single time that happened, I would have a coworker go, "Hey, Tim, why aren't you giving blood?" Because I wasn't signed up. And
I have AIDS because I'm a fucking fag.
Even one time, because you had to walk through the main room to get out, I was leaving for lunch, and one of the nurses said, "Hey, do you want to give blood?" And I'm like,
I'm
"Can a gay guy
gay.
give blood now?" And they're like, "Oh, no, sorry. And so they back, but it happened every single blood drive. And the terrible thing is I'm A negative, which is a
Hey, want mine?
blood type that people
No.
need.
Sorry.
And I remember that by thinking,
No.
I took a blood test and I got an A- because I missed the RH factor question. That's a little phlebotomy nerd joke. So that was the only thing that ever happened at Obsidian that even was.
Wait, here are the most prominent, frequently cited gay game developers in the US. Rebecca Heineman, trans woman, video programmer and designer on classics such as Crystal Quest and parts of Doom, co-founder of Interplay Productions and other studios, introducing the Hall of Fame for her contributions. Danielle Buntumberry, deceased, trans woman, pioneer who created influential. It's just gonna be all the goats. They all just transitioned. They're also the top 100 female game developers too. David Geider, gay man, longtime BioWare writer, narrative designer behind the Dragon Age series and Baldur's Gate. And Anthropy, Auntie Pixelante, trans woman and indie developer and theorist known for experimental queer games like Dysphoria. Robert Yang, gay indie developer, creating provocative queer-focused works like The Tea Room. Catherine Mataga, pioneering woman programmer, gay status noted in some histories, founder of Jungle Vision, worked on early Atari era. Tim Cain, notably the creator of all of Fallout. Wow. Impressive.
Was a tiny bit of a problem. It was a great place. In 2016, though, on
Rebecca Hyman, David Gator.
Facebook, I got a death threat from somebody who loved Fallout but found out I was gay.
This is him, Deacon Limbo. This is the Fallout creator.
And he's like, "Oh my God, I played a gay guy's game." I don't know what he thought was going to happen, but
I'm going to hell.
he sent me a death threat.
You sent me to
I
hell.
contacted
You
Facebook. They blocked his account. He just made another account. But this time he figured out where I lived from a photo of me in my backyard. And I was like, "That's it. I'm done." That day, I closed all my social media. I had no more social media accounts.
Homophobes win.
Every single one of them was shut
Homophobes
down.
win. Let's go.
Some people go, "Oh, you're overreacting." I'm like, I don't get anything out of this anyway. So it was no point. However, the next year,
Homophobic
2017,
victory.
I decided to start doing conferences. And I did 2 gay gaming conferences down in Australia. Australia is a really cool place, though, for game development. It reminds me so much of the US in the 90s. And not just because of their music, reminds me of 90s US music. But I started doing it because I realized that
Wow.
if I did these things and people saw me, that maybe other people would go, oh, okay, I guess the game industry is more inclusive now.
Thank you, Tim Cain.
Part of the reason I did it was I realized as I was nearing the end of my career, I'd never once had a mentor who had gone through the things I had. I cannot, it's hard for me to find anyone who's been in the industry longer. I know people who are a few years older than me.
You're the gay
industry,
daddy of the,
but they started
the industry.
I've literally never run into anyone who's been in the industry.
No. Todd Howard was a
for
homophobe,
a
Deacon
longer,
Limbo.
continuous period.
He was complaining about that.
And of course, I've never met anyone gay in the industry older than me. Which means I had no
Todd
mentor.
Howard
no
notably hates gays.
No one.
Todd Howard was crunching Obsidian and fucking with them because they were too inclusive.
For guidance. It happened several times at Obsidian when we were interviewing an employee, a potential employee. Sometimes they'd pull me aside afterwards and go, hey, I'm gay and I know you are too. Is this place cool? And I'm like, yes. And I realized I've never been able to do that. So one reason I started doing conferences was I kind of wanted to at least be out there and
Todd
talking
Howard
about
wanted to
things,
poison
have people know
gays.
I'm
Yeah,
still
he was
around,
calling for that.
And even though I'm not going to be on social media, and it did have I had some really nice talks and interactions with people at those conferences. And I can say this to wrap this very long video up. Despite the political circus that's going on today, now, things are a lot better than they were.
Wow.
Especially in the 80s and 90s. I know a lot of LGBTQIA plus people in the industry. They're well received in their teams. They bring a lot of interesting experiences. We get a lot more interesting characters and games.
Oh my gosh.
And
no one believes that.
Everything's better. Nothing's worse because of this. And I like that. And I think people kind of need to hear that because there's a lot of loud, vocal people talking as if bad things are happening, even though nothing bad is happening. So that's my really high level description of.
We're getting awesome games like The Outer Worlds 1 and 2.
As a gay gamer.
Let's go. Thanks, fucking homo.